What's the mentality come about playoff and how situations change for you?
I mean, you try to keep it as much as the same as you possibly can, but honestly, Juice shared a great story yesterday. He broke the team down at the end. I don't know if you guys have been told this yet, but he's talked about how when he was a rookie, he went to the playoffs with the Baltimore Ravens, and they're like, oh, this is easy. We made the playoffs, and then he didn't go back to the playoffs until 2019 with the Niners. So he went 6 years without making the playoffs, and just how hard it is to get to the playoffs, and not just to squander your opportunity, and to take advantage of this, whether whatever you're extra focusing on, whatever your intent is, whatever your mindset is, just lock in and just put your best stuff out there.
Understanding how difficult this game could possibly be for you guys, a story like that, does it kind of, in your mind and in your experience, make it that much more real for especially the younger guys to understand what this possibility, this opportunity means for this team?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a young player who's never made the playoffs, then you have no idea how difficult it is. The stakes are higher. Win and go home. Your season can be over in 4 days. I mean, I think Keon just told me it's his first playoff appearance too. So it's you have a lot of guys who've never been in the playoffs, and that sense of urgency, you have to step it up a little bit. And I think Coach Shannon he shared a good quote. I mean, I don't think he was talking Troy Aikman or something about this team's sense of urgency, and he goes we treat every week like it's a playoff game. Everybody shows up, gives it their all. And then we're on to the next week, and hopefully we can just keep that same mindset moving forward.
You guys have an extra day of rest this week.
That's fun.
After 2 short weeks. I mean, can you feel that? I mean, is that something that you physically can feel going into this game?
I mean, an extra 2 day, an extra day of rest versus not one is huge. I think the juice in here was fantastic yesterday, high energy. Feeling that from the guys, whether it's just excited about the playoffs or just have that extra, that extra day of just not having to focus on a game plan or watch a ton of film, where you can just kind of let your mind go to ease before, all this builds up. I think it's really good for our team.
What's that about Cooper G's? Why do you expect to match up against you? How do you?
Well, I think he plays a lot of nickel whenever they're in nickel. He's that guy, so I'll be my first time up against him. If he is there, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I love Iowa and Iowa crime, whatever way it goes.
Relish the hostile environment that Philadelphia is?
Yeah, I mean, I think stadiums that are the one thing that's really unique about Philly is that they don't really. I mean, maybe a division rival is different, but any other road team that comes in there, they hate all of us equally, and I just appreciate that. It's incredibly loud. They flip you off. They moon you on your bus ride in, but they do that to anybody. It doesn't matter if you're the Niners. It doesn't matter if the Jacksonville Jaguars. It doesn't matter. They just give you that no matter what, and I appreciate that because you can tell how much they love their team.
Is that bus ride
in the stands? Probably not in the stands. I definitely will have them somewhere though. You know what? I've heard stories where fans, that wear opposing teams' gear, have a terrible experience, and then one of my best friends from high school wore a George Kittle jersey in the upper section. He said that they could have been nicer, and it was a great time. So I think it's just about who you sit with.
Is that crazy bus entrance into the stadium? Does it motivate you even more?
I just thoroughly enjoy it because it's so unique every single time. I'll never forget my rookie season, the year they won the Super Bowl. We're pulling in. It's my first time playing in the Link. And there were 4 10-year-old kids holding a 7-foot-tall paper mache middle finger that had a rotating thing on it, and it made the middle finger come up. And I was that was the coolest thing. I'll never forget it. It was my rookie year. I was this is excellent. That was pretty good.
The mooning, did you mean that literally?
Literally, yes. When you go by under the underpass. Yeah. Cheeks.
Ever had 2 more polar opposite games in Philadelphia? Can you imagine the day that Brock got hurt and the regular season game right afterwards, but it was kind of, for a regular season game, kind of a revenge game?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. 2 completely different outcomes. They whooped up on us the first time, and we did it the next year, and I don't know. I try not to think back too much about that. I try not to hold on to grudges or anything like that because I think that just kind of clouds your judgment.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about all this stuff that doesn't matter. I mean, the only thing that matters to us is beating the Eagles, who we haven't played in 2 years. Back in the Link, where it's going to be a hostile environment. They have an excellent defense, and we have to score points.
As a guy who catches passes from block, how has his arm strength improved since initially got that repair a couple years ago, and just what can you compare it to now? How strong is his arm?
I could not tell you a difference. Do other people tell a difference?
I don't think I've asked anybody.
I don't know. He's still.
Actually, I asked Brock. He didn't know either.
Yeah, no. You should move on from that question. Let's drop that one. Okay. Thanks, guys.
I think confidence level is sky high. We've been executing at a high level this whole season, and just because we had one down game, I don't think that takes away from anyone's confidence. We're still the same team, still the same guys. We ran into a good defense, and we had a couple things not go our way, and we didn't score as much as we usually do. But I do feel like as long as we just go execute, we had a great day of practice yesterday. And I think that really helps for your confidence going forward that, we've had good full speed practices that we're able to execute this game plan.
And the challenge for a visiting team going into Philadelphia and playing a playoff game, what are those challenges for you guys?
It's always going to be the cadence. That's, something you always have to deal with when you're on the road in a hostile environment. It's just that noise and switching from a normal cadence to a silent cadence. So that's something we're practicing already, and Brock does a tremendous job of handling snap points and all that, even with the silent cadence. So I think we'll be ready for that.
Do you almost relish going to a hostile environment?
Oh, for sure. It's more difficult, but then the payoff is better. It really does. There's nothing like that feeling of going into a hostile territory and getting a win. So it's a little bit more difficult, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Well, you think of the younger guys, kind of to follow up on that answer.
Yeah.
They've not been able to go and play in this, but then to be able to understand, talking to you guys, what it's like to be out there, it kind of makes them that much more motivated to go out there and have, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and have a bigger game.
Yeah, I think so. I remember when I was a young player and I'm being coached up by vets. All right, this is what it's like. This is what you need to expect. You take that and you're like, okay, I want to be able to do that for the next guy, and I want to have my own experience to be able to talk on it, and I want to have a good experience to talk about on it. So I think, maybe that can be a motivator for the younger guys that, they can go into a hostile environment, have their own success, and then talk about it later.
Have any of you guys asked you about it? And what have you
You know what? I spoke a little bit about it to the team yesterday after practice about just not taking for granted the opportunity that we do have. So many teams would kill to be in our position right now, to win 12 games, to be in the playoffs. Every one of those teams that are sitting at home would kill to be in this position. But you have to understand, I remember my second year in the league. We made it to the second round of the playoffs. We lost. And it was a long season. It was my first year starting. And there was a little part of me that wasn't even too sad, because I was like, man, I'm exhausted. We'll be back next year. We're a dominant team. Obviously, we'll be back in the playoffs. And then I went 5 years of not making the playoffs until we did in 19. So you just truly never know what's going to happen. You don't know what team you're going to be on. You don't know what the guys around you are going to happen, injuries, that type of stuff. So I think it's really important for us to grasp right now and understand that there's an opportunity right now, and not try to save anything or fall back on, hey, we'll just be back here next year.